Hi guys, so today we are back on balance and stability. Alright, so a little bit of absorption work as well, deceleration, getting used to building that stability and strength in the knees, hips and ankles, so when we do get back in the gym or running, whatever else we might be doing, we're less at risk of an injury. We're going to start off with some single leg loading to begin with. These do transfer over a little bit into pistol squats, but it's mainly focused on loading through your quad, strengthening the knee, and a little bit of accessory work for the first one. Then we're going to go into some single leg balance work and just accessory work, so different variations of what we've done in the past, progressing it. And the final one is some jumping and some loading. Alright? So to begin with, you're going to need to use something as an elevated platform. Doesn't matter too much how high it is, alright? So if it's just a couple of books or if it's a small table chair, it's absolutely fine. What we're going to work on is coming down into a split lunge stance, so split squat stance even, not split lunge. And we're going to work on driving forward as much as possible into this front leg and then driving back up and back, alright? So you can do this loaded with weights. I haven't got two weights that are even. So we're going to lower down through the knee, nice and controlled as much as possible, driving that knee deliberately over the toes and then driving back up, alright? On the way back up, so coming down, loading as tight as possible, driving the knee over the toes, working on building that ankle mobility, getting the knee ligaments used to that loading, and on the way back up, want to drive up first and then back, alright? So already starting to get pretty tasty in the quad. It's all about that loading, building that tension. It's very similar to, for the knee pattern and hip, to coming down into a pistol squat. Right? That same sort of pattern of dropping down and having much more drive forward in the knee. It's getting used to that drive, building that quad strength, and yeah, it's going to hurt, right? So you can add it in either by itself as a warm-up or as a superset along with another exercise, something like reverse Nordics to isolate and really build that quad strength. Next, we've got a little banded variation. So you're going to need, if you want, you can use a physio band for this one. You just need to tie a knot in it so you can loop it around your foot. From there, what we're going to work on is squatting down and driving that foot out. So still bringing on the angles as if we were doing a clock face, changing the pattern, or trying to avoid what my knee just did, and as we go out, having a cave. We still want to try and keep that knee tracking in line with the foot as best as possible, despite where this other leg is ending up. Okay, so it gets quite difficult and awkward to work through a full range, a full clock face, but you can have a go. The aim is just to keep tension on that band and work on building the pattern. You'll probably feel a lot more in the glute of the leg that's doing the squat work compared to when we normally just do it. So normally doing the clock face, you start to feel it as you come round, maybe on your second set it starts to really burn. This one, that band there for that bit more activation, should start to hurt much quicker. Right? Within a few reps, you should start to feel that burn. Alright? Happy days. Last one is a single leg variation. We're going to work on coming up into triple extension. So, we're going to come down to a good morning. Alright, one legged deadlift. Keep your hips as square as possible. Come up, through, back down, nice and smooth. Up, through, keep your balance nice and tight, get that knee drive if you want, back down, pause to the bottom, wait till you're ready, let go, nice and smooth, try to keep that back nice and flat. What we don't want to do is just bend and hide up, right? It's not a kettlebell swing. We want to pull through as if we're doing a snatch or a clean, twist, up, overhead, nice and smooth, right? For all these, I'll work both legs independently, 3 to 4 sets. Your rep range is going to vary depending on what you're doing it for. Alright? So, the loading. For this one, you're going to need a little bit of space. I'm just going to work on one leg at a time. It's a couple of different variations. So, compared to last week when we did the depth drop, so we're just working on that absorption. Alright? And then you can progress it if you're working on power to jumping again. For this week, we're going to start on the floor. work on loading one leg, so a little hip hinge, as if we're going to go down into a pistol squat. We're just getting set, ready to go. And from there, we're going to have one jump up, load, and then jump horizontal. Alright? So if we break it down, load, jump, back down, load, and then jump, land on the opposite foot, trying to get that balance straight away. Make sure you've got some space around you because it can be quite difficult. As we're jumping, so if we've landed, go, 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 we're trying not to have that knee go all over our body cave. We're trying to get used to that lateral movement. A lot of injuries come from that knee not being able to stabilise. Right? So if we step sideways, we sometimes don't have that stabilisation to cope with the rotational forces, and then we get stuff going. Same with the ankle. So the more we can get used to that absorption and loading horizontally, just nice dead stop, nice and steady, almost, the better it's going to be. Alright? From there we can progress it into more power based exercises, but for now, for this one, just working on that jump, load and jump. Right? Nice and smooth, sticking that landing. For the more power based stuff, you want to progress down onto your knees. If you have got bad knees, bad hips, ankles, I would probably leave this one for now. And all we're going to work on for now is coming from this position up straight onto your feet. So you're going to jump from here up onto your feet. Right? Again, from here you can start working on different variations. So try and land in pistol squat or adding your horizontal jumps in. So I'm just giving myself a little bit more room so I can get across. So if I add a horizontal jump in this time, so from there, load, jump, across, still trying to stick that landing. Landing a little bit forward that time, but you get the idea, so you're trying to stick it and absorb the impact, alright, as much as possible. We don't want to be landing too heavy footed, we're trying to be nice and light, nice and smooth with it. The other variation, which gets a bit trickier, is to try and land one footed, alright? So if you can get more height, it makes this much easier. It's much harder if you don't use as much power and stick it low down. So from there, load, and when you come up, oh, nearly. Try and get in 1 foot. So that was very stiff, needs a bit more work. But yeah, again, it's trying to load, absorb that impact, and again, if you want, you can work off driving off that 1 foot to get the power. I definitely don't have it in me today. I'll come back, I'll post it in the Facebook group later on. Alright, my second attempts. Yeah, so that's balance, absorption and stability work for today. Have a go. Any questions if you get stuck on any of it, just let me know. It's just different things to add in and have a play around with before we get back in the gym. These are things you should be doing in and around your CrossFit especially, or just performance in general. Alright, so long-term health, if you can keep these things going just a little bit here and there, they can make a big difference. Yeah, have a go. Hope you enjoy and take care guys, alright?